Okay, so this is going to be a rant video, and I'm going to talk about something really funny and a new money circus that has started, which is called European Super League. So, starting with the first question, what is European Super League? European Super League is nothing else but a Champions League. It's like just Champions League, but they'll have permanent members. So, if in case, let's say tomorrow Manchester United doesn't qualify for the Champions League, they'll still play the Champions League, right? That is the so-called European Super League. So, let's talk about that. The first question is, why do clubs want it? Right? Why do clubs really want it? Champions League is so good. It is so powerful. It has reached almost a lot of, like, almost all the fans in the world. People are huge fan of it. People do listen to that music. They go crazy. They stay all night on Wednesday and Thursdays in India. So why do clubs want this new system while the old is really working well? Because money. So very basically, they really want to make more and more money. And so let me just break down it in a couple of stages. Okay, so number one is they want stable revenues. So let's say Manchester United, Arsenal, they don't qualify for Champions League. They have a huge impact on their finances, and that is a problem for them, because they want to earn stable finances, stable revenues every year, so that they can promise to their sponsors and get more money. Number one problem that they want to solve is to get stable revenues, but that is a catch. That is not good. I'll tell you why it is not good. Now, the second thing is JP Morgan is actually financing this. They are telling that they are going to give 3.5 billion to the founding members of this European Super League. This is actually a good thing for the clubs joining, because the pandemic has just occurred. It is still going on, and these clubs are really in need of some money. And if they are getting some 300 or 400 million dollars from some bank, they'll always welcome it with their arms open, right? So that's the second problem they're trying to solve, or, like, it's not a problem, but it's good for them. Now, the third thing that they really want to have is freedom from UEFA. FIFA and UEFA, all the corrupt organizations, we all know that. We know the City ban and everything, right? But these clubs want independence from UEFA and FIFA, not FIFA actually, but UEFA, for the reason that they can do whatever they want and create their own monopolies, right? So monopolies is a bad thing. I'll tell you why it is a bad thing in the next thing. But then, yeah, so they want to create their own monopolies, and they really don't want to have anyone policing over them. So these are the three things that why they would really want it. And if you even see the statements released by these clubs, they're talking about their own clubs. So if you see the Liverpool statement, they're saying that we have taken this decision, but in the long run it is good for the club itself. So they're only thinking about the club, they're not thinking about football. That is really something which angers me, which can anger you, right? So let's talk about why is it wrong. Why is it wrong? It is wrong. So there are like 2-3 things that why it is wrong, okay? But let me tell you, the number one thing why is this wrong is that it is unfair. It is unfair to the clubs which are not the founding members. So if you say these 12 clubs will always be there in the tournament, like, even if, let's say, tomorrow Manchester City relegates to League 3, League 4, it doesn't matter. They will still play the European Super League. That's bad. That's not good. That's not merit, right? So tomorrow, if West Ham comes up and West Ham is really playing well with their coach and with just Lingard joining, like the Messi joining, but the thing is that now there'll be only 4 to 6 slots for teams who have performed well, and these 12 teams will be there like forever. And that's bad. That's unfair. That's not on merit, right? That's just because you were the founding. It's like having a higher and lower caste kind of a thing. It's like that. That's bad. It's totally unfair. It's bad. It doesn't give a chance to the smaller teams. That's one of the, like, that's the biggest problem. So even think of like this. Like, let's say Porto, like, Jose Mourinho won Champions League with Porto, right? Would you be able to see that? No. No, because Porto would not get a chance to be here in the European Super League, and that's bad. That's really bad. That's not good. Now, now think about, and now the second major problem is that it'll create a lot of monopolies. So what I mean by monopolies is, so we have seen, so in a few leagues there's monopoly, right? So there are only one or two teams that only they and they'll win the league, and it's boring. It's really boring to see PSG or Juventus winning for 10 years and like winning and winning and winning again. It's really boring. So football is gonna become boring because these guys will create monopolies for a reason. That, so let's say, for example, United, City, Arsenal, Tottenham, they have joined this European Super League, and also Chelsea, right? So what if these guys make more money than the other teams, than the other 14, 15 teams that we have, and there'll be huge gap in the revenue, right? Huge gap every year in the revenue, and that huge revenue gap will actually allow this top six teams to buy more, to buy players, better players, to give them more salary, and that decreases the competition of the English Premier League, or any kind of a league, right? So the basics is that it will create monopoly. I mean, like, you can say not monopoly, but what do you say, a tripoly or quadpoly or something like that. But other teams will not be able to compete with these teams because they'll have huge players with huge salaries and good training complexes. I mean, like, it is still there right now, but it is based on merit, right? Because these guys have performed for for a long time, for long years, and that's the reason they have this. Right? Or it could be oil money too, but then it doesn't last for long, right? They'll have to perform, and then only that money lasts us for a long too, right? So it will not be on the merit, and this will go on for ages and ages. So this is not something that is good. We should really condemn this. We should really be, saying no to this. Now, the next question is, what can we do about it, right? So there are two things that we can do about this. Number one thing is that we can communicate that we dislike this. So number one thing that, I mean, like, that's the number one thing, right? So how do you communicate that we don't like this thing? Is by Twitter. You have Twitter, right? So tweet to your club and say them that we really don't like it. You can email them. You can probably reach out to them in the Instagram DMs or their Facebook pages or wherever you can. You just say them that, we don't like this. We don't like this. We don't want to see football in this way. It's boring. It's like IPL, right? So you really don't have to do that. So just let them know, just communicate them that we don't like this. That's the number one thing that we can do. And the second thing that we can do is that keeping our money with ourselves and not giving to this clubs and their greedy owners, right? So next year, I have the t-shirt right there, right? So I'm not buying a t-shirt from these owners. I'm not buying any annual membership from these owners. I'm not buying a dime from these guys. And even though if they proceed, I'll stop watching matches. I'll stop watching matches. Even I'll do that. I'll watch the highlights on YouTube, okay? And that also uploaded by someone else randomly on the internet, right? So that's what I'm gonna do. That's what you can do to stop this, right? That's like the highest thing that we can do. We can't really do a lot. It's very similar to having a government. It's the same. And okay, now the one last bit. What next? What happens? It's a chaos. And the founding chairman and the vice chairman, they like the chaos. Perez, he likes the chaos. He likes to have the chaos so that he can, make money out of it. Now, what is going to happen next? I'll tell you what is going to happen next. UEFA has the legal powers for sure, but clubs do have huge powers. Clubs have the players, and those players bring in money. Clubs have the fans, and those fans bring in the money, right? So clubs do have a lot of power. They can do a lot of things. So most probably, this is my guess, this is my opinion, like the whole video is the opinion, right? Okay, but this is my wide guess or wide opinion, is that UEFA will have to bend down with this Perez and all, and maybe we can have a European Super League going on and the Champions League going on at the same year, and then it's like ICL and IPL, and then both merging, or like something happening, and then at the end it'll be one league which will survive, that's for sure. And the second thing which is really crucial and really important about what happens next is FIFA. So FIFA is the governing body for the whole fucking world, right? For the whole fucking football world. And now it is really crucial that what will FIFA do with this. But rest assured, be assured guys, that all these organizations are very, very corrupt. These guys will take money for everything, right? So we really don't have anyone with us, right? Football is probably doomed, and it's sad. It's sad. It is not letting all of us sleep. I know that it is crazy, but then we really can't do much apart from letting them know that we don't fucking like this. That's all from my side. If you have anything, put down in the comments.